So why are people buying the 2025 Jeep Gladiator? Why are people still buying Jeep Gladiators at all? You know, I did a video recently talking about some of the issues, and of course, Jeep has a poor reputation when it comes to reliability, longevity, basically quality. I mean, all kinds of bad things, or potentially bad things. So why are people buying the 2025 Gladiator? I mean, I just bought one myself, right? So let's run through what is said about why people still buy them. Generally, according to the information that I've found, people buy the 25 Jeep Gladiator for its rugged Jeep look, exceptional off-road capability, and the novelty of being the only open-air pickup truck in its class. That's changed a little bit, really, when it comes to SUVs, I think, but nonetheless, there is no other open-air truck that I can think of. Its ability to tackle rough terrain combined with its distinctive open-air design, back to being really kind of a convertible, makes it a popular choice for adventure enthusiasts. However, I would argue with that last part a little bit, and that I don't believe that everybody that buys a Jeep Gladiator is an adventure enthusiast. I think a lot of the other points kind of take over, and that's why they buy them. So what are some more reasons? There's a few. Trail-rated performance. This kind of goes into the adventure-seeking category, right? The Gladiator has a body-on-frame construction and is designed to handle difficult off-road conditions, making it a favorite among those who frequent trails. You can't argue with that. I mean, Jeep owns the off-road segment, I think. There are others, certainly, that are capable enough. The Toyota Tacoma, some others. But the Jeep category, or the Jeep name, owns that category, right? And the Gladiator is no different. So for adventure seekers, or people maybe who just want to go on light-duty trails, the Jeep Gladiator is one of the best options you can have, right? Unique features. Features like the sway bar disconnect. I know that's a big thing for more enthusiastic off-roaders, right? Next up, unique features. Features like the sway bar disconnect and available 33-inch tall all-terrain tires contributed to being the best in class as far as off-road capability goes. Well, certainly the sway bar disconnect. I know a lot of people look for that, the more enthusiastic off-roaders, of course. Honestly, for me, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. If I take it anywhere off-road, it's probably going to be on a beach somewhere because I just don't have the off-road opportunities around me to be able to go on anything more extreme. Honestly, to go on something more challenging when it comes to off-road courses, I would have to drive probably 4 hours one way just to get there. Then go drive around after I've just driven for 4 hours, drive for another hour or two, and then drive another 4 hours back. I mean, that just does not sound fun to me. However, I can get to a beach. Really, a beach on pretty hard or compacted sand is not that much different than a road, really, unless you get into the juicy stuff, right? Anyway, those two things, I think, make it more attractive to those who are going to use it as an off-road vehicle. Open air freedom. Mentioned that earlier. Of course, one of the big attractions with the Jeep Gladiator is the ability to strip it down, take everything off, remove the top, remove the doors, remove everything. There's a lot of fun in doing that. Of course, it kind of depends on what kind of climate you live in, right? The Gladiator is the only convertible pickup truck on the market offering that experience if it's something you want to enjoy. I mentioned the weather environment you live in. Down here in deep South Texas, the sun is intense, it's hot, and it's out almost every day, right? So unless you're off-road somewhere where maybe you have a canopy over you or some kind of shade, if you're sitting in stop-and-go traffic, running light to light to light, you're going to sweat to death. Even with the air conditioning blasting, it's still freaking hot. I know, I've done it. Not all that much fun. Now, when you get in between seasons, we do have seasons down here in South Texas. you're going to get some cooler weather. That's where having that top off really does make a difference and makes it a lot of fun. Versatile configurations. It offers multiple roof and door configurations, allowing for customization based on weather and preference. This is the cool part. You don't have to take everything off to experience the open air feel, right? You can take the Freedom panels off the top. All you've got above you is sky and hot sun or rain. But anyway, you can do it. You can take the doors off. Leave the top on. Now you've got that open air feeling from the sides, right? Which is pretty cool. So there's all kinds of different ways you can configure it from an open air scenario, I guess, that makes it attractive. Modern interior. The Gladiator features a modern interior with a large standard touch screen. They definitely improved the touch screen. And the Uconnect 5 infotainment system that combines ruggedness with upgraded technology. They do a pretty good job with that, I gotta say. Now, it's not some audio file, setup where people really get all this rockin' sound out of it and stuff, but it is pretty good. It's one of the things that I like about it. I love the big screen. I love the tech stuff, even in a Jeep. And we are still talking about a Jeep, right? But that makes it appeal to a broader range of buyers. And it's a smart move for Jeep, I think. Distinctive Jeep style. Its unique and boxy design, coupled with new color options and trims, ensures it remains a head-turner. You're never going to mistake a Jeep Gladiator for anything else. It is unique. There's no other truck on the road like it. I've never run across something and wondered, hey, is that a Jeep Gladiator or a Ford F-150? Or a Ford Ranger or a Toyota Tacoma? Not going to happen. It is unique. And that's one of the things that draws people to it, I think. Jeep does a great job in mixing up their colors as well, especially compared to other mid-sized trucks in the market. They're really pretty bland as compared to Jeep. We've got oranges and greens and pinks and purples and you name it, anything that you might want. Best-in-class capability. The Gladiator offers a best-in-class payload of 1,725 pounds and can tow up to 7,700 pounds. Wow. By the way, speaking of that, it's also one of the only, if not the only, V6 naturally aspirated engines out there. One of the big complaints about the new Toyota Tacoma, it's a 4-cylinder turbo. I think it's awesome. I have both, of course. But I think it's awesome. But I know there are those out there who don't dig 4-cylinders, particularly a 4-cylinder turbo. So the Jeep does have a step above when it comes to that, as far as engine configurations go. On-road behavior. The Jeep Gladiator's off-road focus can translate to a less refined on-road experience with a bouncy ride and less than ideal handling. I don't know how this is a benefit unless you really want something that's rough, but I disagree. I think the Jeep Gladiator is a pretty comfortable ride. A few years ago, I drove one from deep South Texas all the way up to Colorado, Denver area. It was a 19-hour ride. And let me tell you, it was comfortable. Probably one of the most comfortable trucks I've ever driven any long distance in. No back issues, no lower leg problems. So I disagree with that part. Fuel economy. Now, this is an area that I guess is not too impressive. Its fuel economy, it says here, may not be as impressive as some of the other trucks in its class. I don't know if I agree with that. It's doing better than my new Toyota Tacoma with its 4-cylinder turbo does. So I think it does pretty good for a truck. But it is a truck, and I'm going to throw back to most people's comments on fuel economy is that it is a truck. What did you expect when you bought it, right? Overall, the 2025 Jeep Gladiator is a great choice for those who enjoy off-road adventures, open-air driving, and the unique Jeep experience. And I think the combination of all of those is why people continue to buy the Jeep Gladiator, now the 2025. I know that's why I got it. Leave a comment, let me know. Why did you buy a 2025 Jeep Gladiator? Ignoring everything out there that tells you that you shouldn't, I suppose. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.